Hi, everybody. Today is Monday, December 11th, 2017, and I really just wanted to read a couple of verses from Matthew chapter 24 for everybody. It seems that the church is split in half regarding the issue of watching for the Lord or not. And I wanted to read this. So, from Matthew chapter 24, I'm reading out of the King James Version. Verse 37, but as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. And, I've heard some people kind of interpret that different, but to me, that means that in the days of Noah, it means that it's they didn't believe that this was actually going to happen, and they didn't believe him, basically. So that's what this means is, but as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be, which means no one's going to believe he's actually coming. No one's going to believe this is the time. Just like right now, we have half of the church, it feels like, that believe that he's coming, he's on his way, potentially even this month, before Christmas, before the end of the year. And, and then there's people who think that, we're out of our mind. so anyways, I wanted to just read this. I'm gonna keep going because my point is further along here. But just in that verse 37, I wanted to make a big point of, to me, and I think that this is right. My interpretation means that, but as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. It means that no one's going to believe it's happening. No one's going to believe it. That's what it means. It doesn't mean that, there was earthquakes and other things and all these other signs. Not necessarily. It's meaning that no one believed it is what it's saying. Because, and we know this because of the rest of the context moving forward, verse 38. For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage until the day that Noah entered into the ark, and knew not until the flood came and took them all away, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. So, obviously, that's what verse 37 is saying, is no one believed it happening. No one believed it was gonna it was real. And so I'm going to keep going. So verse 40, then shall two be in the field, and one shall be taken and the other left. Two women shall be grinding at the mill, and one shall be taken and the other left. Watch therefore. Right there. Okay, I'm just going to stop. Right there, he says, watch therefore. So the Bible clearly says right there, chapter 24, Matthew, verse 42, watch therefore, for ye know not what hour your Lord doeth come. Exactly. We do not know the hour or the day, obviously, right? And that's what everyone thinks, that these people who supposedly date set and talk about, what I call watchmen, which I think is, what we should be doing. Some people say that that's wrong because, but he says right here, watch therefore, for ye know not what hour your Lord doeth come. So exactly, we do not know. We do not know the day. We do not know the hour, but he wants us to watch. And I'll now tell you why. And because right here in the Bible it says, 43, but know this, that if the good man of the house had known in what watch the thief would come, he would have watched and would not have suffered his house to be broken up. Therefore be ye also ready, for in such an hour as ye think not the Son of Man cometh. So right there he says the good man of the house, that is the one who has been watching. Because but know this, that if the good man of the house had known in what watch the thief would come, what time the thief would come, because he would have been paying attention and watching, he would have watched and would have not suffered his house to be broken upon. So, right there, he says the good man is the one who watches. Therefore, be ye also ready, for in such an hour as ye think not the Son of Man cometh. So again, we have no idea. That is true. We do not know, because Lord is that, our God is that almighty and that powerful, and that's how wonderful he is, and he will come in his own time. Yes, that is 100% true. But he also says we should be watching anyways, because that's why he gives us all these signs. And that's why he tells us later in Revelation all the things that need to occur before so. I'm going to continue here. So, therefore, be ye also ready, for in such an hour as ye think not the Son of Man cometh. Right there, be ready. You need to be ready, you need to be watching. Who then is a faithful and wise servant, whom his Lord hath made ruler over his household, to give them meat in due season. Blessed is that servant whom his Lord, when he cometh, shall find so doing. Verily I say unto you, that he shall make him ruler over all his goods. And if that evil servant shall say in his heart, My Lord delayeth his coming, and shall begin to smite his fellow servants, and to eat and drink with the drunken, the Lord of that servant shall come in a day when he looketh not for him, and in an hour that he is not aware of, and shall cut him asunder, and appoint him his portion with the hypocrites. There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth. So, I just don't understand. It's right there. He says, blessed is the servant whom, when the Lord comes, he finds you watching, basically. Right there, 46, blessed is the servant whom is his Lord, when he cometh, shall find so doing. Shall find so doing what? Shall find so us doing, looking for him, for watching, being the watchman, the faithful watchman, looking for him, being ready, being faithful, the faithful servant who is wise, whom his Lord hath made, ruler over his household, basically the servant, his faithful servant. And when he comes, he wants you to be ready and be watching. And he says, verily I say unto you that, basically the good servant, he shall make him ruler over all his goods. But if that evil servant, and that's why I think it says evil servant, because it is the Christian who is yet saying, the evil servant to me is yet the Christian who is saying, oh, he's not coming now. Nah, that's been, oh, it's just going to be generations from now. It's not the end of the world, it's not, this isn't biblical things. He's not on his way. He's not coming. We don't need to watch for him. That's the evil servant. 48, and if that evil servant shall say in his heart, My Lord delayeth his coming. That's the evil servant, the one who doesn't believe he's coming right now. And shall begin to smite his fellow servants, the ones who do say, he's on his way right now, he could be coming. And even if he's not, maybe it'll be another 100 years. But if he is coming tomorrow, why shouldn't we be watching and be ready and be warning our fellow man in case he does come. In case he does come. So, 49, and shall begin to smite his fellow servants, and to eat and drink with the drunken. Oh, yeah, I don't need to watch for the Lord. That's not going to happen tomorrow. That's never going to happen in my lifetime. 50, the Lord of that servant shall come in a day when he looketh not for him, while, they're partying at a Christmas party, and in an hour that he is not aware of, and shall cut him asunder, and appoint him his portion with the hypocrites. There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth. Right there. So I just, to me, that's just like the biggest part you know, and this Bible that you're seeing here, this is some NLT version or something, but I'm reading out of the King James version, just so you guys know. Right here. So anyways, I just thought I'd point that out because to me, you know, and of course before where I, you know, just, I don't know, that whole chapter is good, obviously, chapter 24, Matthew, is great. But basically, what I just read to me is like, it's so clear that God is saying you need to be watching and be ready. And, you know, even, you know, 100 years ago, maybe they should have been watching and ready. You know, I don't know. Depending on, you know, the signs and times. And to me, it's clear that these are the signs and times we're living in right now. And there's biblical prophecy being fulfilled, you know, all the time. And, you know, even last week, so anyways, to me, it's very clear that God says, you know, in the, you know, in Matthew chapter 24 here, it says, be watching, be ready, do not be, you know, smite and making fun of your other Christians who, you know, your other fellow brothers and sisters who believe that he might be coming tomorrow. And if he, you know, and if he doesn't come for another 100 years, you know, it doesn't mean that those people are evil for saying he could be coming tomorrow, because that is not the case. And he wants us to watch and he wants us to be ready. And personally, guys, I do think he's coming and he's on his way. And boy, if he doesn't arrive by the end of this month, something is going to be, our life as we know it will change by the end of this month. And he will be following shortly later. And so when we talk about rapture, you know, this debate about pre-trib, mid-trib, post-trib, rapture, I personally think the tribulation has already begun, that it just begun, and that he is coming very soon. So maybe we could call that mid-rap, I don't know. But again, I don't think the Lord says anything, even in Revelation, it doesn't say anywhere about how we should argue pre-trib, mid-trib, post-trib. And I don't think that there is clear evidence of post-trib either. I think that the evidence that I've read says more of a mid-trib. So I know, I'm sure I'll get some comments about this, but I don't really care. My point is that the Lord says right here in Matthew that we need to be watching and ready every single day, all the time. You don't want to be like one of the virgins that were left with no oil, who ran to go get the oil and were left behind. So be ready, be watching, and, you know, when I have to answer to the Lord and he asks, what did I do? I would rather be the one that said, hey, I sat back and warned everybody you were on your way, rather it took you a week or a year to get here. And then the one who sat back and said, oh, no, he's not on his way, you guys are crazy, stop talking about the rapture. So that's where I want to be. And my whole point of this video was just to, you know, I'm not trying to prove a point here. I just want everybody to see what I see that the Lord is clearly saying in Matthew here, where you should be watching and ready, period. And that is the good servant, the one that's watching, and that when he comes, that's what you need to be doing, and that you shouldn't be smiting your other fellow servants, saying that, oh, he's not on his way. And, you know, blessed is the man that watches, the watchman. So don't be like in the days of Noah, where everybody else was, like it says, eating, drinking, and marrying and giving in marriage, without putting the Lord first. That's for sure, and believing that it is true or possible that he could come any moment now, you know, in a twinkle of an eye right now. So Bless you guys, and yeah, again, I just hope that maybe this, might have got to somebody who maybe hadn't read this or something, and God bless you guys. He's on his way. I don't know when. Who knows? Because again, do any of the Watchmen, none of the Watchmen or the people who quote set dates or anything, no one's really setting dates. They're putting out potential high watch times in my eyes. But anyways, these people, me, I feel like it's more of like, let's just tell people, hey, in case, a possibility, we warn, just in case, you know what I mean? So I don't know. I just thought I'd put that out there, and yeah, I love you guys, and I'm sorry for rambling on so much. Have a great day.